Hey folks, Piyush here with a new video. In today's video, I want to give you a two-step blueprint for building a better life, a life which is deeply fulfilling and meaningful to you and is based on your own personal values. So why this video? Now I think in today's age where we are all connected through internet, where we live in a digital era, the options you can pursue or the skills you can learn are overwhelmingly large, right? So for example, if you want to progress in your career, you want to learn about, let's say, AI, then you have courses available. There are experts who are putting out content out there. Or let's say you want to learn about marketing, then the content is also easily available. In fact, if you want to start your own business, then there are experts who are putting out their strategies and their courses out there. So when we have so many options available just by going onto a computer, it might feel overwhelming. Now it's a great thing that all these options are available, but having too many options, and especially when these options are marketed in a very flashy way, then sometimes we can feel confused and overwhelmed on what to choose. So especially then, it's very important that we design our life, we make choices that are in alignment with our values, and then we pursue things in life that create meaning and fulfillment in our life. So I think this two-step blueprint will definitely help in living a life that is true to your values and which creates a meaningful life. So this strategy can help. So in this strategy, I think about this in terms of two pillars. So one pillar is the developing and the mastering skills part, which is sort of an active mode. This is what you will be doing in a very active way. The second pillar is around self-awareness, right? Self-reflection, which is a passive mode. So it's always there in a background, but this is very important because this helps you choose things that are in alignment with your unique personality, your own values. So it's important to balance both, and please, stay for the whole discussion of both pillars, okay? So again, in terms of developing and mastering skills, again, it's very obvious that we all have certain talents, certain skills, and from the very young age when we start working, right, we have energy. So we want to input that energy into something that we have talent in, where we can make meaningful contributions, right? So we want to develop skills. Now, I have further divided these skill set into three parts. A lot of times when we talk about skills these days, it's just narrowed to career or workplace related skills. So of course, I have written it down there, but there are other skills. So we will talk about that. So of course, developing skills in the area of career or something that is work related. So that is definitely very important, right? Because this is where you will earn money to sustain a certain kind of lifestyle, right? This will take care of your finances. So let's say you develop a skill as an engineer or a chef or as an entrepreneur, and you enjoy it, right? So that will bring in finances for you over time. And this way you can build a life with economic safety. And this will also define your lifestyle. So let's say you work in a physical office, then you develop a friend circle, you work with those people. So that defines your lifestyle. Whereas let's say if you work remotely, if you are working in a field like tech or in the field of AI, where you have the freedom to live from anywhere, then you have the freedom to travel the world, right? So if you want that kind of lifestyle, then that is also related to your career. So of course, like this is one of the important aspect of our life. We normally are working in our lifetime for 35 years. Sometimes if you are an entrepreneur, then you are working much later into the life. So definitely it's important to keep developing skills in this career or workplace related skill set. One suggestion I have for young people who are deciding, which skill to invest in. So I think I have a suggestion that it's always good to choose based on your natural inclination. And I have book recommendations around that. So for young people, you can read Robert Greene's Mastery or The Great Work of Your Life by Stephen Cope. So basically, these two books talk about your natural inclination, your natural unique talent, right? How to recognize it from an early age and how to develop it. I think for young people, it's very important. Like there are always signs which will tell you that, okay, what is your natural talent? For example, if as a young kid, you were always going into the kitchen, was fascinated by the food that is cooking, then probably it's a sign that you are naturally attracted to being a chef. And it's in that case, it's good to become a chef, right? Because then you will be much more fulfilled in life. So for people, yeah, like who are deciding in their career, yeah, try to find out what is your unique skill set, what is your unique talent, and then nurture that, so that, and if you make that into a career, you will be deeply fulfilled. So those two books can be helpful. Now, again, career and work related skills are very important, but if we just focus on it, then we might get dependent on it too much, right? Then we want to balance it with other skills in life. So of course, I've written down health and relationships as the other skill set that we need to master. Of course, health is very important, correct? If our health is not good, then we might be very good at the workplace, we might not be able to enjoy, right? If our physical health is not good, then what's the point? Similarly, relationships are the crux of life, right? It's important to have good relationships with your friends and family. So when you are developing your career or work related skills, it's also important to focus on developing a solid ground of health and have some good relationships. And then I've also categorized one more category here of hobbies. So these are things, of course, which you enjoy outside of your work. And hobbies are good, right? Because you want something in your life where you can just enjoy them for the simple joy of it. Let's say if there is a tennis player, then tennis can become their career as well. But when something is your career and when it is bringing money, so there is a lot of pressure around it, right? And hobby is something where you don't have to be excellent at it. You are just doing it for the joy of it. So I think it's good to develop skills in at least 2 or 3 of these. So yeah, basically if you just focus on only one thing, let's say if you are just focused on career, then your fulfillment, the pressure of fulfillment to come from work will be too much. And if things are not going well at work, then you might become sad, for example, right? So in case like you have distributed your happiness to different things like career, in relationships and hobbies, then if something is going through a rough patch at a certain moment in time, then the other buckets can handle it and you will still be very fulfilled. So I wrote here that master at least 2 out of this: career, health, relationships and hobbies, or perhaps you can master certain things in all of these. So at this point of time, this is sort of a generic advice that, okay, master something related to career, something in health and relationships and hobbies. But then how do you choose something that is meaningful to you? So that's where the self-awareness part comes to the front. So self-awareness is basically reflecting, sitting with yourself and identifying what is meaningful to you, right? So when you want to choose a career, for example, or let's say you want to choose a particular kind of health routine, then you have to ask yourself what is more important to you, and this can only come with self-reflection. So again, back to the example, let's say you want to become a chef. That's the thing that excites you the most, right? So once you have done the work and once you have reflected, once you have done self-reflection, and now you know that this is your meaningful work, now you can work on it, right? If you have not done that work, then some people can tell you that, hey, this is not a good work, this can be very competitive, so why don't you do something easier, right? Maybe just learn some coding skills or something else which is more trendy. And then if you have not done the self-reflection work, then you might be influenced by those thoughts. But once you know, once you have spent time with yourself, once you know that this is the field you want to pursue, then you can move forward with confidence, with more confidence, and then you can resist some of those influences coming from outside. So this is a very important thing. So to identify your values, you need to have self-awareness in your life. This will also help you avoid comparison traps, right? If you don't have enough self-awareness, then in my opinion, what will happen as you develop skills, and especially in today's world when it's very competitive, you can always fall into a comparison trap. Let's say you are doing very good at your work, you are developing skills and your life is fulfilled, but then you might start to do too many comparisons about promotion and like trying to better the other person and things like that. So when you have self-awareness, it basically brings you back to this idea that your fulfillment is more important than this comparison. Of course, if you want to compare yourself to someone else in terms of like money, status or something, then of course you will be doing better than some people and you will be lagging behind certain people, right? In terms of the hierarchy, you will have your place, and then you can be happy if you see that you are ahead of some people, but then you will be sad when you see that you are behind some people. But then if you have self-awareness, you will go back to this idea that if you are already living a meaningful and a fulfilling life, then you don't need to compare yourself too much. You give your best, and once you feel the satisfaction of doing your work, your hobbies, your career very well, once you are doing well in your health and relationship, then whatever the outcome, you will be happy, right? So this will help you avoid comparison traps. Another thing that self-awareness will help you is to make you resilient towards outcome. And basically this will help you enjoy the journey of your skill development rather than any outcome. Now this is very important, folks, right? Because when you are developing skills, you will set some goals, and it's good to have some goals. This helps us channelize our energy in a structured way. But a lot of times outcomes are not in our hand, right? You can develop certain skills, you can start your career, but then what happens, right? Whether, let's say you start a company, whether the company does well or not, it depends on the work you put in, but it's also subject to marketplace conditions and things like that. So it's not, sometimes you might not get the outcome that you had decided in your mind, right? And in that case, if you don't have self-awareness, then you can become angry or sad when your outcome does not come as per your initial wish. But if you have self-awareness, you will feel the joy of just doing well, right? So this will help you enjoy the journey rather than always worrying about the destination. Of course, you have to worry about the destination, keep moving towards it, but you will realize, right? Sometimes our goals and the journey is very fluid. You start with a goal in mind and suddenly you might have to pivot, or some new opportunity can come as well. So self-awareness helps you with that. Now again, you might say that, oh, self-awareness, again, too abstract, right? So how do I practice self-awareness? There are tools in self-awareness, right? Like meditation, journaling, or contemplative walks. So essentially this is a time where you are sitting with yourself, reflecting on what is important to you, why it is important to you, and this will help you strengthen this muscle of choosing based on your own values. If you don't have enough self-awareness, yeah, sometimes you can be influenced by what marketing is saying or what other people are saying. So having the self-awareness to choose what is meaningful to you, plus continuously developing and mastering skills in certain different important areas of your life, I think this will always help you to live a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. So in addition, I have sort of a small action plan if you want to put this into immediate action. So a very simple plan, I put it here. So you might find this useful. Let's say, again, looking back at the skill map of career, health and relationships, and hobbies. Let's say you want to improve something in those areas, or you want to develop a new skill in those areas. So this is how you can proceed. So first of all, choose a self-awareness practice for a month. Again, there's nothing unique about this one month. I basically wrote it down so that basically the idea here is that you give some time with the self-awareness practice, right? Meditation or journaling or contemplation. when you give some time, right, and keep asking the question that what is the thing that I want to improve in my career skill development, in my health and relationships, or in my hobbies. Basically, you have to do some reflection continuously, right? And if some theme emerges continuously over that period of time, that means that you should pursue that goal because it's coming again and again, so it must be valuable to you. Again, you can, for example, as an example, right, let's say you want to develop some skill in the career, and let's say, again, going back to this example, you can choose learning AI, for example. You want to choose a more customer facing role, and you are struggling to choose one versus the other. So you reflect on this again and again, and after some time you will see that in your mind now you are seeing what is more valuable to you, right? So you will see more pros for one option which are based on your internal inclination. So you have to give some time, sufficient amount of time with self-awareness to identify an option that you should pursue at that point of time. And again, yeah, I think I already spoke about it. Use this reflection time to find out certain one area that you want to master from career, health and relationship, and hobbies. And once you have identified something that you want to improve upon, right, it's important to commit to it for, again, substantial amount of time. I wrote it few months to a year. Again, nothing unique about it, but here again the suggestion is that once you have picked an area to master, to develop a skill, put in the reps again and again, right? Because it's the compounding effect of persistent, continuous work that helps you improve over time. And in today's day and age, right, if we again don't have enough self-awareness, then we might start something, but then again we might go to internet and there might be some other trend, some influencer will be saying that, oh no, pursue this. And if we don't have self-awareness and we have not used self-awareness to choose something meaningful, then we might be influenced to change our area of focus again and again, and right, and if you change your area of focus again and again, nothing meaningful will come. You have to stick with something for sustained amount of time to develop expertise in that area. So hopefully this framework will be helpful to you. I think in my opinion this is a very simple blueprint, right? So thinking of two pillars, one is continuously developing and mastering skills, and at the same time using self-awareness to choose something that is unique to you, that aligns with your own personal values. This framework you can use at any stage of your life. So give it a try. Let me know in the comments how you found this video, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you.